Hello, welcome to Library of Peyton. I am the titular character, Peyton. Ooh, that made me out of breath already. First and foremost, I want to apologize for looking like a drowned rat. Unfortunately, my aesthetic is probably about 50% drowned rat, simply because I shower excessively, so this is what you get. So today I'm going to be... What am I doing? My brain is so gone, you guys. I am on another planet right now. So today I'm going to be reading 5-star reviews of books that I hated. Goodreads, simply because when compared to Storygraph, I feel like there's going to be the most reviews on Goodreads, and also people on Goodreads are just, they're a little much sometimes, so I'm excited to see what people have to say. I know I did kind of a clickbaity thing. I said books I hate. Hate is a very strong word. There's honestly not a lot of books out there that I hate. Maybe there are books that I would have hated if I actually finished them, but I'm pretty good at, first of all, picking books to read that I know I will enjoy, and second of all, DNFing if I know it's not for me. And usually I DNF pretty quickly, I would say. I'm reading for my own enjoyment. Why would I suffer through a book that I don't like? That makes zero sense to me. Reading is not my job. It should not be something that I'm trudging through. So first, let's start with Rhapsodic by Laura Thalassa, or Thalassa. I don't, excuse me. I don't know how to pronounce things. I read them, I make up sounds in my mind. This is the first book in the Bargainer series. It has a 3.97 on Goodreads with 96,474 ratings, 8,770 reviews. So the reason I didn't like it, first of all, I didn't like the writing. It gave me very Zodiac Academy vibes, which I haven't actually read. That was a book that I DNF'd because the writing was just atrocious. I could not get past it. I don't think it was as bad as the Zodiac Academy. Obviously, I did finish this book, but it was just really cheesy and not something I enjoyed. I thought the world was pretty cool. I think it's always fun to imagine fantastical characters in the urban world, but I think the biggest irk I had with the writing was things that the main character said that were more modern, and they just made me cringe, and I can't do that. It gives me the ick. The biggest dilemma I had with the book as a whole was the fact that there's this super old immortal being falling in love with a 16-year-old, and that just... If I remember correctly, they don't actually do anything before she turns 18 or whatever. But the feelings were there, and the sexual tension was there, and it's just like, you are, what, hundreds, thousands of years old, and she's 15, 16? No, thank you. Like, you should be a father figure, not... Yeah. And I think there was just a lot of racial stereotypes and stuff. Not a good book. But let's get into the 5-star reviews. Okay, why do people write such long things? Okay. How I happened upon this book. Me, obsessing over finishing The Wicked King in less than 24 hours and nearly passing away because I know I have to wait a year for the next one. Friend, I need you to read this book. It has fantasy world and modern world, kind of like that Cruel Prince book you told me about. Me, no, I can't go on. I'm not ready for anything new. I have to mourn. Friend, okay, well, just let me know when you're ready. This one is a lot like ACOTAR, including an excellent slow burn romance. Me, is there sex in it? Me, like chapter 55? Friend, well, nothing could be as good as me, sold. First of all, this book is nothing like The Cruel Prince at all. The Cruel Prince is worlds, leagues, so much better. And ACOTAR is better than this, way better. I legitimately enjoyed this book. I laughed out loud at the banter, made the face during the flirty scenes and constantly question why Callie can't be a real person so I can be best friends with her. Basically, this was fun AF to read. I loved it. And that's not even because previously mentioned banter included the comeback 10 points to Slytherin, though HB references always help. Always. See what I did there? I am of the belief that Harry Potter references need to be abolished. We don't need She Who Must Not Be Named to have any more notoriety, okay? For me, also, the banter was just cringe. No. I literally just want short paragraphs. Why are people... Okay, you know what? We're moving on to the next book because all of these reviews are 5 pages long, and I don't have time for that. Okay, next we're gonna do The Shadow in the Glass. This book, the main character was just the stupidest person I've ever had the displeasure of reading about. She's also just a horrible person, and I did not enjoy the writing. I'm pretty sure the word damp is in the book at least 50 times. I felt like every other page something was described as damp. So was not giving. I can see my opinion is not unpopular. I was really misled by this book because it was a Barnes & Noble pick. So I was like, hey, it's gotta be somewhat good, right? No, it was not. So this has a 3.16 rating. Wow, this was so good. I was absolutely hooked from the get-go, and I immediately fell straight into the book. It was so entertaining, entrancing, and engrossing with a dark spin. With the dark spin and twist on the original Cinderella fairy tale. Is it really? Oh. With Eleanor gifted with the chance to make wishes from a mysterious and dark godmother, each one comes with a price. I love the premise and the plot of the story, and I couldn't get through it fast enough. On the edge of my seat and eager to find out what was going to happen, I definitely lapped up this book with relish. My jaw just cracked. Filled with drama, twists and turns, and all sorts of things you're not expecting, it was a really great book to sink your teeth into. I also love the period it was set in and added an extra layer to its suspense and slightly dark feel. It was great. Yes, I do agree this book is dark. Every time she makes a wish, pretty horrible things do happen. Her wishes were just so stupid. The first wish, she wishes for a pair of shoes. I'm like, you have everything in the world to wish for. And you wish for a pair of shoes? Make it make sense. Ella, make it make sense. I really wish this book had been at least a few pages longer. No, when it ended, I might have shed a tear of joy. I enjoyed every second reading this. I absolutely adored being absorbed in this world. I really liked the main character and how we get to question her morals as the story progresses. I love a morally gray character, don't get me wrong. Some of my favorite characters are people that torture and kill people. It is what it is. Unfortunately, she is just not someone I could like in the slightest way. I found myself enjoying the romance parts in this one. I'm really fed up about the whole enemies to lovers trope, so it's nice to read about a couple as cute as Ella and Charles. I really cannot remember their dynamic. I don't remember feeling any particular way about them. I have to admit, I was starting to wonder where the Cinderella where the Cinderella aspect of the book was at about 300 pages in. Yes, we were given the housemaid, the demonic fairy godmother, and the sort of glass slippers, but the storyline definitely didn't match up with the famous fairy tale. For some, this might not be an issue, and I can understand this, but for me, as a complete fairy tale fanatic, I like to see some references. Luckily, we were provided with all the Gothic Cinderella goodness at the ending of the book. This made everything right for me. Gothic fairy tales tend to be my favorite forms of storytelling. I'm glad books like these are out there for all of us to read. Yeah, I don't know, it seems weird that this person would be bothered that it doesn't exactly follow the Cinderella aspect. This is the author's own creation. She doesn't have to follow a storyline that's already been written, you know? So there's me defending a book I don't like, but also to a person who gave it 5 stars, whatever. Okay. Alright, I'm done with this book. Moving on. You guys are gonna hate me for this one. I definitely did not hate this book. I just did not care about anyone or anything, and everyone talks about how emotional it is and how it made them cry and blah blah blah, but I felt nothing. I did not enjoy it, and the main character annoyed me to no end. And the book I'm talking about is You've Reached Sam by Dustin Tao. This, I mean, it's not like it has amazing reviews. It looks like 3.71 stars with 85,981 ratings, 16,996 reviews. So there's a lot of people that read it. Decent amount of people didn't love it. This book, I am lost for words. Crying, screaming, banging my head on the wall, ripping my hair out, running in the rain, slowly sliding down a door after slamming it. OMG, this book hurt, but it was so good. The writing was enticing and beautiful. I can't really particularly thinking the writing was good or bad, but meh. This book quite literally made my heart ache. It wouldn't be still my beating heart. The grief in this book just put tears to my eyes, and now I feel like I need to turn my life around and get my shit together. Yeah, I just think I couldn't care about the characters. I felt like they were kind of a toxic relationship and shouldn't have been together. So maybe that's where all of this dislike is stemming from. This book isn't heavy on plot at all, so don't go looking for that, but the characters and the writing is what makes this a 5-star read. I was so invested. I love these characters, and I love the story with all my heart. Please look up trigger warnings if you need to. Honestly, if you lost a loved one recently or someone very close to you, proceed with caution because this book may not be for you. I would agree with that. Definitely look up trigger warnings. I mean, it wasn't triggering for me. That's not why I didn't like it. You'll sob your heart out. Couldn't breathe in the last few pages. Good luck. I did not sob my heart out. I mean, maybe I'm just heartless. Maybe I don't care about anything. Maybe it's just because I've never really lost someone super close to me, so I can't really relate to the topics this book discusses. But at the same time, I mean, there are plenty of other books where characters have died, and I have bawled my eyes out, so I don't think it's me. Am I the problem? I don't think so. I think it's the book, but who knows? Let's do one more. So this book I read for a book club, Bullet Train by Kotaro Isaka, and the translator is Sam Melissa, I think. I feel like something just got lost in translation. I just couldn't find the humor that was supposed to be in the book funny. I did actually really like the movie. I thought the movie was very good. They did kind of remove some of the darker aspects from the book, which I would have liked if they kept in, because I did like the darker aspects of this book. I think my biggest qualm was just the humor, and I just wasn't very interested in the story. I think although the movie did keep a lot of the same humor that was in the book, the way the actors were able to deliver that humor actually made it something that I could find funny. So I think it was just maybe how it was translated, how it was worded. It just needed that extra oomph, that extra pizzazz from the actors in order for me to find it funny. So this book has a 3.8 on Goodreads with 11,447 ratings and 2,105 reviews. And the author is Japanese, so it's translated from Japanese. Utter lunacy in the best way possible. That's what I thought when I finished Bullet Train. Yes, it was utter lunacy. I just couldn't enjoy the lunacy. If you read a crazier, more addictive novel this year, I'll be surprised. I mean, I definitely did read crazier books, and this book was not addictive. I was slogging through it. So there's a train that moves as fast as the plot, little time at stations, and strangely empty considering the number of seats available. Here, though, we will find a lot of nefarious people on nefarious missions who all end up in each other's business, and the nearer the train gets to its final destination, the twistier and crazier it will all get. This is going to be a movie, and I cannot imagine a better one if you're looking for full-on excitement, action in droves, contemplative moments in between, and a plot that defies logic right up until it all falls into place. If they pretty much put the book directly to screen without messing too much with it, that'll be what you get. I definitely think they did a good job with the movie. I adored it. Definitely the most fun I've had with the book in 2021 so far. The characters pop, and none of them are lovely, but you'll love them nonetheless. I can't say I love them. Yeah, I can't say I did. Well, maybe one you'll want to slap every time he appears. I'm not sure who they're referencing there. Mad Assassins. Mad Assassins, a popular suitcase, a bullet train that becomes literally just that. And if I were you, I'd avoid needing the bathroom whilst on a train for the rest of your life. Most excellent. Highly recommend. What can I say? I feel like they did a good job explaining the book. And it sounds good. I just didn't like it. This might be my new favorite thriller. This book was a perfect balance of humor, a character case study, high stakes, and incredibly smart, interesting twists and turns, but also bringing together so many different threads. The characters were so fascinating to me, especially the prince. And I thought the writing was both very smart and also very entertaining. Highly recommend. I did find the prince very entertaining. He is a horrible little child. Horrible. But he is very interesting. Unfortunately, he could not save the book for me. Alright, I think that's going to be it for today. I am already losing my voice and my energy is draining. And I'm trying to make some shorter videos because all my videos have been way too long. So if you do like this, maybe I'll do a part 2. Let me know if you think I should do a part 2. Let me know also if you hated any of these books, if you loved any of these books, what your thoughts on them were. If you agreed with me, disagreed with me, agreed with the reviewers, disagreed with the reviewers, you know, all that jazz. I would love to hear it. I would also love to hear about some of the books that you hated. Because maybe I've read them and we can commiserate about how horrible they were together. So yeah, go ahead, like, subscribe, comment if you want. That'd be nice. I wouldn't mind. Bye.